and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah, and hopefully, oh sorry for my chickens in the background, but hopefully this will be helpful for you and it'll be fun for me. So a little bit about this channel. I like to garden, I like to cook, I like to hang out with my cat, hang out with my chickens. I also really like doing hair and makeup, and like clothes and stuff. And I do all of those things on a budget, which actually ends up doing a lot of things that are pretty sustainable. Today we're going to talk a little bit about planting tomatoes and my peppers. So I live in Southern California right now, which is a really lovely place to live, and also means that I should have planted these tomatoes a while ago. So depending upon where you live in the country, there's different times that you should plant things. I would say, if you live somewhere more in the Midwest or up north, you're gonna wanna plant things later. If you live in a warmer area, you're gonna plant things earlier. And so if you check the back of your seed packets, a lot of times it'll tell you where to plant things. So Zone 1 says that we should have started planting our tomatoes in September or through February. Obviously, it is April. I wish I had a better excuse. I should have planted them a month ago when I got them, but I planted a bunch of peas and then I got really tired. So what are we doing with our tomatoes? First, let's go over what we have that we're planting today and why we're planting these specific things. So I'm gonna plant some cherry tomatoes, large red cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna plant some Spanish cayenne peppers. I'm gonna plant some mixed bell peppers, some beefsteak tomatoes, and most importantly, marigolds, which are actually a type of flower. A few things to note, there's a principle in gardening kind of called companion planting. And so that basically is thinking about like what chemicals and nutrients certain things need and things do, and also like disease spread, and choosing to plant around that. So marigolds are really, really important when you're planting tomatoes because they actually provide some bug protection from certain bugs and pests. So like that's why I always recommend planting marigolds with your tomatoes. And then tomatoes and peppers are both, of the same kind of family. Another thing of the same family is potatoes. Now, potatoes are very fun and interesting to grow, and we might talk a little bit about that later. So, potatoes and tomatoes. Why should we not plant potatoes and tomatoes together? So, potatoes and tomatoes are really, really similar, which means they use a lot of similar kind of nutrients, and they also can give each other diseases. They're so similar, in fact, that you can actually get these weird hybrid plants that grow potatoes on the bottom and tomatoes on the top. Now, peppers and tomatoes are also similar, but they don't have as many issues. There's a lot of really good resources online about companion planting. I call my dad sometimes, or I just Google it. There are two things you absolutely do not want to plant near your tomatoes, okay? You don't want to plant any kind of brassica or like cauliflower. So you don't want cauliflower, broccoli, kale, kohlrabi, mustard, cabbage, none of those, okay? All of those, bad. They're gonna make your tomatoes so sad. Your tomatoes will like fight you, and your broccoli won't grow. It's like they just don't do well together. And the other thing is like beans and legumes. So beans and legumes you don't want to plant. So like peas, beans, put those in a different area of your garden. Things that are good to plant are like melons, basils, a lot of herbs. Mints can do really well, but mints also can overtake stuff. So yeah, that's really cool. First, you need an area of land that's okay for you to plant on. What else do you need? You need your seeds. So I have these seeds. These seeds I actually got at the dollar store. So what that means is they're last season seeds. What does that mean? Well, seeds have certain rates of germination, which basically means are they gonna grow, are they not gonna grow? And the older the seed is, the less likely it will be to like grow. So there are things you can do to help with that, and we can talk about that later, but basically, if you go to the dollar store, a lot of times what they do is they have last season seeds. So last season seeds are really cool because instead of, usually if you see like these packages say they're 99 cents for a seed package, which is kind of expensive. But if you go to the dollar store, you can often get really good deals like 4 for 99 cents. So that ends up being about 25 cents per package of seeds. But you might have less chance of getting them to grow. Fertilizer. Do we need fertilizer? Fertilizer is good. It kind of depends on where you live, the quality of your soil. You can plant tomatoes and then later put fertilizer on top of them, which is also really cool because it doesn't have to be like a huge thing that takes all of your energy, breaking up the soil and mixing in the fertilizer and all of that. It can just be like as you have the energy to do it. So with all of that being said, I guess I'm gonna like try to get into it a little bit. So what you first want to do is you want to, I've already started kind of going in and doing this, but like loosen up the dirt. So if you see there's like hard chunks or like maybe rocks that you don't want, you're gonna want to get rid of that. So yeah, it is pretty rocky, but I don't really have the energy to pull out all the rocks, and I trust these tomatoes will grow around them. So again, when you get seeds, check the back of the package. On the back of the package, it will say things about when to sow them, how to do it, how deep to sow them, how long you should germinate, all of that. So if we read the tomato package, it says you should sow them at 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch apart, and the rows should be 3 feet apart. So in this box, that means we're gonna get about 1 row of each kind of thing. Okay, so after you get everything planted, which I did off camera, what you're gonna wanna do is the most important part, and that's water. So I have here a bucket of water. Buckets are your friend. You're gonna want buckets if you really wanna be gardening. And I'm just gonna spread it all around the area in which I planted things, which is basically this whole bed. Okay, so now that everything is appropriately watered, all you really can do is wait about a week and see what comes up. So hopefully next week I'll put out a new video trying to explain how to take care of them once you have like any amount of starts. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. I hope you can see that it's actually pretty simple to plant and start your own garden. Now if you live in a colder area, you might want to start your plants inside, and I can kind of do a little bit of explanation about that in a later video if that's something people would be interested in. I'm really here to listen to what you guys want to see and do what you want to see. I really love gardening. I think it's really fun. I think it's really, really cool and yummy and awesome to be able to eat food that you put your heart and soul into, like from the moment it was born. Also, I understand gardening is not accessible for everyone, or it doesn't seem that way, so hopefully with this channel I can kind of demystify that and demystify the fact that like we can't all just be gardeners, because I guarantee you there is something you can grow, and you do have a green thumb. People act like it's something that you do or you don't, but you can learn to understand the nature and understand the plants. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully I will be putting out another video that focuses more on like the fashion and hair and music side of this channel. I know it's kind of a lot for one channel, but it's kind of who I am, so I felt like if I was going to make a YouTube channel, I was going to make a channel that expressed me. So thank you so much for watching, and I will check back in about a week to see how my tomatoes are doing. Bye!